yeah, this is the iconic Wonder Woman image that we all been seeing in the TVs and YouTube and all those stuff. So I get to see this real thing. And this is the Warner Brothers studio tour. It was very good. Yesterday was Universal. So basically, we all grew up on Disney, Warner, and Universal, right? So these are like the iconic, all-time iconic things of the world. So grew up seeing, I would say, thousands of movies over the years. Yeah. So it was super exciting to see the movie sets, the production, and the post-production processes, and all that that gets the movie from just an idea to to the final the movie. It was really exciting, yeah. So this is the Warner Brothers studio tour, and we had if you remember that kind of gold building, we remember the montage of the Warner Brothers coming in. So now I recognize actually what that means, right? And then they showed us the whole studio, and then all these are like sets and props used for different purposes. Of course, some of them are housing like restaurants and other souvenirs and so on. But overall experience was good. Yesterday I saw Universal. So Universal, Disney and Warner Brothers, these three we have grown up on these, right? I mean, these are like the staple food. So seeing these actually really back and how sets are produced, how movies are produced, from start to finish was a super exciting process.
You go.
So this is the Warner Brothers studio film tour, and where it says obviously the Warner Brothers classics here. So we are all fans of Disney, Warner Brothers, and Universal. I had seen Universal yesterday because of the classics. Where all have grown up on Warner Brothers and all this stuff. So it shows you different films that they have made, and the studio tour was. This is the costumes that they made are really nice. This is from my place, 60s movie, basically. And then here the gangster films, they were showing how the gangsters, they were trying to serious with these boxes and all these. We remember all these kind of sets, and then very nice costumes surrounding worn by different actresses at different times, and then they had the sets of the friends and people are taking pictures, and it's My Fair Lady. So different kind of films and friends, and the other sets that are being made. So cool to be here. This is like really so nice. So that's the iconic Warner Brothers water tank. Today I did the backstage tour, and I got to know why the water tank was actually there, because we have all grown up on Warner, Disney, and Universal. Yesterday I had seen Universal, so today Warner Brothers is there. It's super nostalgic to be really seeing Warner Brothers. And one more iconic thing that I saw today was the Dolby Labs, because this influences our life every day because of the fantastic sound systems in movie theaters, in personal, our laptops, our mobile phones, and so on. So two iconic things today: Dolby Labs and Warner Brothers.
Awesome.
Just to give you an idea of what's going to happen, your experience with us today is a three-parter. So part one is you're with me for about an hour. That was pretty quick. We have 110 acres. We're going to try to visit as much as we can in that time frame. Learning a little bit about titles that have been here and how things are produced. And then we'll drop you off after that visit to a building called Stage 48. 48 has the original Friends Central Perk. It also has a Central Perk themed restaurant if you want to go and have lunch there. But it also has a portion of the Big Bang apartment there. If you're a big Sheldon fan, you can go sit on the couch and Sheldon can't do anything about it. All kinds of exhibits there. When you're done with 48, you can step outside and visit the outdoor area that we have decorated for the holidays made here. It's dressed to look a lot like Stars Hollow if you're a Gilmore fan. When you're done with that, you can take a shuttle back to the building we originally met at for part 3. That, my friends, is where we keep the Batmobiles. Yeah, that's where Batmobiles are, Wonder Woman, DC stuff, and Harry Potter. Sound good?
Oh, yes,
Now,
exciting.
if you're fans of particular things, I always ask, do let me know so I can reference them. It's not a test, but I feel bad if I don't mention certain things to you and I find out you are a big fan later on. So we have 101 years of history. There's no way I can tell you all of it. Sound good?
It was
Right here.
Merlot's Bar,
Vampires,
HBO's True Blood.
Merlots, True
And
Blood.
our
Very
became a
cool.
not-so-private lake for Natalie Wood in The
That's
Great
to the
Race.
right.
It was featured in an episode of ER. Was 19th century Japan in The Last Samurai, and was home to Ira's Roadside Diner in the Academy Award-winning $1 Million Baby. That same building was Spencer's dad's cabin in All American. And our jungle was also the forest outside Wayne Manor in Batman Forever.
Very cool. So of those projects, are any of them of interest to you? Yeah, which ones do we like? Batman, so we got DC people?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Anybody into classics at all? Or are we more contemporary? Classics, so are we talking bogey?
Oh yeah.
Oh, excellent. I love the classics. Anyone in particular? Or genre? Are you like noir? Are you
Casablanca.
Casablanca? Okay, good to know.
Ben-Hur, 10 Commandments.
Which was that?
Ben-Hur, 10 Commandments.
I'm sorry, I can't understand. Oh, wrong studio, but thanks for playing. That's Cecil B. DeMille. That's with Charlton Heston.
Yeah.
But Charlton Heston did a movie here called The Omega Man, and clearly not Warner Brothers because we have what is called an open lot policy. So we have no problem renting out our space to people doing commercials or photo shoots or movies for other productions. So, case in big storm in Hawaii. As they had a big storm in Hawaii, the hurricane, the product forced to evacuate and hustle around in Hollywood and look for areas that replicated the jungle look they were working at. It was this little known movie called Jurassic Park, going, drive faster, drive faster. Yeah. Now, as we're cruising through, you're going to notice there's, look, no doorknobs. Most of the buildings don't have any set dressing, which means there's no curtains, there's no lawn chairs in front, there's no furniture, there's no lights in front of the doors. That all has to be rented out per project. If they're not filming, it all goes back to the prop house because we want this to be a blank canvas. So if you come in to rent the area, you can see the bones of the set and decide how you want to manipulate it for your project. That sound about right? Yeah? So the lagoon is only filled with water for filming because the water would go bad and we'd have mosquitoes breeding back here. But if you are a Gilmore Girl fan, this is where Luke pushed Jess into the pond. This is where Pee Wee Herman swung with a vine and a bicycle in Pee Wee's Big Adventure. And it's where Ken Watanabe was rescued by Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff has happened back here.
Oh.
Do we have any certain genres we like? I mean, do we like mystery? Do we like action? Rom-com? We just like everything?
Everything,
All
maybe.
right. I'll be playing a lot of media trying to spark your interest and see if anything stands out to you. Don't be fooled by this area. It's not a suburban neighborhood. These are actually producers and writers' offices.
Oh.
Yeah, and they've been very cleverly designed to resemble a suburban neighborhood. So guess what? That means we don't have to rent a suburban neighborhood. Yeah? And also, before I forget, I should mention, it is no smoking, it is no vaping. Watch your head and step every time you get on and off. I don't want you clocking your head on this. We do ask that you don't video record the driving part of the tour because if you do that, no one's going to pay to see our tour, right? But you can videotape galore idea of who's currently working in them. For instance, Mindy Kaling. She does a show for us. It's called The Sex Lives of College Girls with Pauline Chalamet, who's Timothy's sister. Yeah? Court series. This one has commercial. Return his sheets. So he made too many speed bumps. So he's screaming. There's kind of the nuts and bolts guy who was here every day, and he had a saying, we have a lot of legal departments and corporate HR, etc. So this is where Rory did her internship with Logan's dad, Mr. Huntsberger. So everything is a set. It really did exist.
The great story of exhibitioners on the East Coast. They left there. This studio remains home to this, technicians, and vision.
All kinds of corporate offices, a lot of this girl nemesis at school telling her, I think next door, that is a main administration for TV. So a lot of deals are going to go around and take a peek at an If you are a young Sheldon, again, day of filming, and then Ocean's 13.
Oh.
Did that Julia Roberts, George, and we also had to simulate an earth.
So when the little girls are hanging out the window, and a lot of cool stuff happened in that alleyway. You know, Batmobiles have gone down that alleyway. We'll see in a minute, but just.
I'm inside the Hollywood studio set inside the Warner Brothers studio. This is like all sets.
She gave it to this homeless woman over here on the left, where the other. You saw it from the other angle.
Yeah.
From the future, Washington, D.C. Now, to make it more, Pee-wee's Pet Shop from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and it's Adam Sandler. Did anyone see Argo? Okay, this is the Argo set. This is the studio in the 70s. Your vehicles, your craft service food areas, your porch theater that a person would go to. They need to know how the sound experience is going to be. Really great view of the water tower, which is really iconic. So I usually like to stop here. Screening theater. It's generally used by employees for special screenings, promotional pieces, etc. But for Gilmore Girls, this is where Rory and Lorelai saw those lots. It is from the 30s. Betty Davis has worked on that street. James Cagney has worked. Dale has worked on that street. William Powell, Errol Flynn. I could go on. Brownstone Street, because brownstones are not a traditional type of architecture that you find in Southern California. Right here. Welcome to New York.
All Star,
Sheldon
and was
the
chased by an
troublemaker.
angry Will Wheaton and friends in the hit sitcom The Big Bang Theory.
Pontoon plane when you need one.
Director Ben Affleck filmed scenes
straight
all
ahead.
over the lot for the
Courthouse.
Academy Award-winning motion picture Argo. One on the
Park here for a moment. I'm going to walk you down the street so we can have an opportunity to visit.
Yeah.
That is known as the Big Bang Theory. David Black for being the longest running network sitcom.
The other show we have that uses an audience is Night Court, and our fourth show.
These are the sets inside the Walt Disney, and this is what when we see in the title montage, where you know it.
By the way, Stars Hollow from Gilmore Girls is also the bulk of Medford, Texas for young Sheldon. It's also River City, Iowa. It's also where they filmed The Walt. Yeah, you'd be amazed at some of the here. Stage was where they did a lot of the inners for young Sheldon. Stage 20 is where Mindy Kaling has worked on Lives of College Girls. Sound was used by Conan for his talk show. And Chuck Lorre tends to use a lot of these stages. He shot the sitcom Mom with Allison Janney in stage 20. And he shot. We currently have this stage out to somebody else who uses a lot of palm trees. And what they do is they leave the palms outside till they're ready to film. To the right, we have a new hospital show. That's their, it's called The Pit. It takes place in Pittsburgh. It's about the drama and trauma involved. It stars Fiona Dourif, and it stars Noah Wiley, who was in The Librarian. Now, someone was asking me about Barbie. Barbie was here less than a month in stage 23. Yeah, so somebody else is renting out that stage now. I haven't else has it. So what I want to do, before I do my drop-off, we're just going to loop through the factory. Building dates back to the 1930s, and here's a little piece of info on it.
The metal shop is where anything made from steel, aluminum, or tin is constructed. The staff department contains over 60 1,000 architectural molds and rock and stone walls for film and television. The design studio underneath us has large-scale print billboards for marketing and backdrops for productions, while graphic artists design signs and imagery here. On an average, there are 200 to 300 people here at the mill.
Now, obviously, this is a very atmospheric streetcar named Desire. Right.
So her time is up.
James Cagney, White Heat, right here.
Back there. What you heard, Jared? No.
Are. They're all designed to fold up, to collapse, to make them portable, so it's easier to move them and put them in storage till you need them again. And back to our drop-off point. As I come around the corner, have your cameras handy because the Warner Brothers credits for their TV shows and films. There it is, Stage 16. It is currently the home of Abbott Elementary Lady, Inception, and let's...
Stage 16 became the tallest stage in Davies' elaborate sets. Workers painstakingly raised the stage 30 feet off the ground with hand cranes to the top of the stage. This allowed Cain and Mabel to resume production much faster. And this stage has housed some incredibly large sets for memorable films, like the Drag Race and Rebel Without a Cause, the Riverboat Poker Tournament in Maverick, and the grand finale of The Goonies. Stage 16 houses a giant water tank underneath its floorboards that allows the stage to be filled with millions of gallons of water.
See, I told you, it's 48. The exhibits start all the way at the end of the building. And what happens with a lot of people, they run off the cart, they run to the restroom, then they go to the themed cafe and get a Friends drink, then they go to the Friends boutique, and then they leave and they realize, I didn't see the Friends couch. I didn't see the My Fair Lady costumes. I didn't see Sheldon's apartment. Okay? Also, if you're dying to get to